What's up guys, David here. Google are probably the worst at keeping new devices under wraps. People mysteriously always seem to get their hands on this device long before its launch, and we expect the same for the Google Pixel 5. But the next device is set to be the Google Pixel 4a, which of course we pretty much know everything about. If it wasn't for the COVID-19 situation, we would have probably seen this device already. It's usually launched at the Google I/O Developers Conference in May, which of course, like everything else this year, was cancelled. The launch of this device was pushed back until June, but reports say that the 4a will now be delayed further and we might not see it till September. But this extra delay might not be COVID-19 related and might have more to do with Apple's latest handset release. The iPhone SE shook up the smartphone world by offering access to some of Apple's current hardware, such as the camera from the iPhone X and the A13 Bionic chipset from the current flagship, but scaling back on everything else. And I mean really scaling back, offering the body and screen of an iPhone 8, but just with modern internals, and of course for a lot less money. Apple have basically taken the same approach that Google have with their A series, taking flagship level tech and redressing it for a lower price point, although if you ask me, they've done it in a much more unsubtle way. Like it or not, many people see the iPhone as a status symbol. You are kind of making a statement when you buy one, but what statement are you making if you buy the SE? I like smaller phones, or I couldn't afford the proper iPhone. Google do it in a more honest way, I think. They give you the best screen, the best sound, the best camera they can, and only really cut back on stuff that doesn't make much difference to the overall user experience. But this new device from Apple seems to have spooked Google into delaying the much anticipated Pixel 4a. But I'm not entirely sure that Google should be too worried. I mean, if all the leaks and rumored specs are correct about the Pixel, it should be a far more interesting and crucially cheaper device than the latest from Apple. For $349, which will probably be the same in pounds, the cheaper iPhone, by the way, is $400, and as Apple always make the UK price the same but about 5% more expensive, is £419. There'll only be one Pixel 4a variant this year, measuring somewhere between the two sizes that we got last year with the 3a and the 3a XL. It will have an OLED 6.5-inch 1080p display. Now this for me is the main advantage that the Pixel will have over the iPhone. It's kind of a no-brainer. The screen is the part that you look at, the part you interact with all of the time. It's a massive part of the whole user experience. Personally, I think it would have been much more appealing if Apple didn't equip the SE with the A13 Bionic. They could have saved on costs and given it the A12. It still holds its own against high-end Android chips. If they'd done that, then maybe they could have done something about that screen, given it a slight redesign or something. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate the SE. I think it's a fantastic idea. I just resent that screen. Although having said that, I can see the appeal. You see, Apple really know their customers, and they very slowly change their design. I mean, even the latest iPhone has the same notch and screen layout as a few generations ago. They know that some of their customers basically want the same phone they had before, just with a better camera and more power. Many of their iPhone 8 users will be looking to upgrade now, so giving them the choice of having the exact same phone they had before, but just with more power, makes perfect sense. But despite most tech YouTubers gushing over this phone, I think it will only really appeal to a small percentage of the market. And in my opinion, Google should be offering up the Pixel 4a right now to compete with it. What Google delivered last year with the Pixel 3a was probably pound for pound the best smartphone that you could buy in 2019. So it really is a shame that they are going to have to delay this device even further. It really was one of my favorite devices of 2019. For three main reasons: you had a fantastic camera, you had a great OLED screen, and it had stereo speakers that sounded almost as good as the big brother Pixel 3. If you ask me, those are the things that really matter to the user experience. Having an incredibly powerful processor is great, but let's face it, how much of us really notice how fast our processor really is? Okay, whilst gaming or doing very heavy tasks, you might notice the slight speed difference, but for most people, it doesn't really matter. They really couldn't care less. Okay, that's it from me for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video. Hope that you did enough to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button and that notification bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.